8 seconds, that's all it takes. 8 seconds for your mind to make a choice, to stay trapped, to complain, to blame the world, or to stand up and decide you are done letting life push you around. Right now, I want you to feel that tension in your chest, that voice inside your head, that little whisper telling you, it's too hard, I'll start tomorrow, I can do this. Hear it, and then hear me say this. You have a choice to act as if nothing bothers you. Not because life is easy, not because problems disappear, but because your response to them is what defines everything. Here's the truth. Most people don't want to admit life will constantly test you. People will disappoint you. Circumstances will crush you. Opportunities will vanish if you wait. And yet, some people, no matter what comes at them, move forward. Why? Because they learn to act as if nothing bothers them, not pretending, not ignoring reality. They simply refuse to give their power away to every irritation, every fear, every setback. See, here's the kicker. Your emotions are not commands. They're signals. Signals that tell you what matters, where you need to act, where you need to be courageous. But here's the difference. Between winners and everyone else, winners don't wait to feel strong. They act first. They build strength by doing, by choosing discipline, by walking through discomfort while the world sits frozen in excuses. And this is where most people fail. They wait for the perfect mindset, for calm, for clarity, for the emotional green light. But that moment rarely comes. Action over emotion is not just a lesson, it's survival. It's how you reclaim your life. It's how you break free from the constant pull of frustration, fear, and doubt. Right now, take a mental snapshot. Ask yourself, how much energy are you wasting letting small annoyances and setbacks steal your life? Every day you wait, every complaint you voice, every hesitation you give into, it's life slipping through your fingers. And I promise you the world will not slow down for you. The world will not wait for you to feel ready. So here's your first step. Choose. Choose to act as if nothing bothers you. Choose to reclaim your power. Choose to rise even when it's uncomfortable, even when your heart is shaking, even when your circumstances scream impossible. Because once you do that, once you take control of your response, you step onto a new path. And that path leads to strength, to clarity, to freedom. And it begins here. The next step is about seeing your fear for what it truly is and using it as fuel, not chains. Fear is the most honest enemy you will ever meet. It's honest because it doesn't hide. It tells you, stop, don't do that. You might fail, you might be embarrassed. But here's the secret. Fear is not your enemy, it's your compass. Fear is your mind's way of highlighting what matters, what has potential, what can change your life if you act despite it. Most people run from fear. They rationalize, they overthink, they wait for a safe moment that never comes. And in doing so, they let life happen to them instead of through them. You have to understand this. Fear is not a stop sign. It's a signal that the action you're contemplating is significant, and significant action creates results. Procrastination is fear's favorite disguise. It whispers later, not now, you're not ready. But let me tell you something, no one is ever fully ready. The most successful people you admire, business leaders, athletes, innovators, they didn't wait to feel fearless. They acted in spite of fear. They disciplined themselves to move forward when doubt screamed. They trained their minds to act as if nothing bothers them, to act as if failure is just another lesson, to act as if the world will bend to their determination, even when it seemed impossible. Here's a practical truth. Action beats emotion every single time. Every single time. Your emotions will betray you. You will wake up unmotivated. You will feel exhausted. You will encounter people who doubt you. But your actions, taken consistently, steadily, deliberately, create results. That's the difference between people who dream and people who dominate. Acting as if nothing bothers you does not mean ignoring fear. It means acknowledging it, respecting it, and moving anyway. It means getting up every morning and telling yourself, I will not be stopped by discomfort. I will not allow fear to dictate my choices. I will act even when it hurts. That's discipline. That's courage. That's ownership. And it is far more powerful than talent, opportunity, or luck. Think about your life right now. Where are you frozen by fear? Where are you waiting for permission to step into your potential? That hesitation is stealing days, months, years of your life. And the truth is, no one else is going to push you past it, only you. So here's your challenge. Identify one fear that has held you back, one area where procrastination rules, and act today. Move even a small step, because action, even imperfect, rewires your mind. Action teaches courage. Action transforms fear from a prison into a fuel. Next, we take that courage and combine it with relentless discipline, the kind that shapes your daily life and determines your destiny. Discipline is the unglamorous, unsung hero of every success story. Nobody talks about it in the flashy commercials or the Instagram highlight reels, but it is the foundation of everything that matters. You see, courage gets you started. Action moves you forward. But discipline keeps you moving when motivation has left the building, when fear is knocking again, and when life is trying to grind you into the ground. Most people wait for inspiration. They wait to feel like it, and that's a trap. Feelings are fleeting, results are forever. Discipline is not about excitement, it's about commitment. It's about showing up every single day, even when your body says no, even when your mind says quit. It's the willingness to do what needs to be done, especially when it's hard, especially when nobody is watching, and especially when it doesn't feel fun. Here's the brutal truth. Your life is a reflection of your daily choices, not your intentions, not your dreams, your daily actions. Every day you push yourself, even in small ways, you build momentum. Every day you let excuses rule, you lose power. Discipline is the bridge between who you are today and who you can become tomorrow. Without it, talent fades, passion flickers, and potential dies quietly in the corner. The power of acting as if nothing bothers you is amplified by discipline. When you train your mind to respond, to act, and to persist regardless of discomfort, you create a resilience that is unstoppable. You stop giving energy to every distraction, every insult, every frustration. Your focus becomes laser sharp and your results become inevitable. And let's be honest, life doesn't care about your excuses. The economy doesn't pause for you to feel ready. Opportunities don't wait for your emotional approval. People who succeed do it by mastering themselves first. Their routines, their habits, their reactions. That is the real leverage. That is how ordinary people break through and accomplish extraordinary things. So start with small wins. Make your bed. Finish that task. Follow through on commitments, no matter how inconvenient. Discipline compounds like interest in a bank account. Every act of consistency, every choice to act as if nothing bothers you grows into unstoppable momentum. And once that momentum builds, fear loses its grip and freedom opens its doors. Next, we're going to take this discipline and combine it with radical ownership, the kind that forces you to take 100% responsibility for your life. No excuses, no blaming, no waiting. That's where true power lives. Nothing changes in your life until you take full ownership of it. I don't mean a little responsibility here and there. I mean 100%. No excuses, no blaming the economy, your parents, your boss, or anyone else. No more waiting for life to treat you fairly. The moment you fully own your choices, your reactions, your results, that's the moment real power begins. Most people live as victims. They complain, they justify, they blame, and it feels safer that way, doesn't it? Safer than facing the truth that you, and only you, are responsible for the life you're living. But here's the raw reality. Victims never change their lives. Victims never dominate. Victims never build wealth, relationships, or legacy. Victims wait. Owners act, owners decide. Owners move forward even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's risky, even when the world seems stacked against them. Acting as if nothing bothers you is deeply connected to ownership. When you own your life, nothing can shake you permanently. Criticism, setbacks, betrayal, they're all signals, not sentences. You learn to respond instead of react. You learn to see problems as opportunities, not threats. And every day you practice this. Every time you take responsibility for your emotions, your habits, and your decisions, you grow stronger, smarter, and freer. Here's the truth. Most people resist. You are the author of your story. Every choice you make writes the next chapter. And if you keep blaming circumstances or waiting for permission, the chapters are written for you, and they're not likely to be extraordinary. Ownership is the pen in your hand. Discipline is the ink, and action is the courage to write, even when the pages are blank and the future uncertain. Now, let's connect this to the real world. Accountability transforms relationships, money, and opportunities. In relationships, taking ownership of your reactions and commitments eliminates constant conflict and builds trust. In business, owning your results, your failures, and your wins creates credibility and influence. And in life, it forces you to confront your fears, sharpen your focus, and create a reality that matches your potential. So here's your challenge. Identify one area where you are blaming someone or something. Take ownership today. Declare it, act on it, and refuse to give away your power again. This is where courage, discipline, and fearlessness converge. And the result? Freedom. Real freedom. Next, we move from ownership to courage, because taking responsibility is only powerful when you also dare to make the uncomfortable choices that will change your life. Courage isn't a feeling, it's a decision, and it's a daily practice. Every time you choose to move forward despite discomfort, that's courage. Every time you step into uncertainty, that's courage. Every time you act as if nothing bothers you in the face of criticism, fear, or failure, that's courage. Most people mistake comfort for safety, but comfort is a trap. Comfort keeps you small. Comfort keeps you waiting. Comfort robs you of your potential. Life does not reward those who play it safe. The world does not bend to the timid. You want transformation? You want results that shake your world? Then you have to embrace discomfort like it's your coach. Because growth always lives on the other side of fear. And here's the practical truth. You cannot negotiate your way out of discomfort. You cannot outsmart it. You have to move through it head on with resolve. Courage is not heroic, it's habitual. It's waking up when your body wants to stay in bed. It's speaking up when your ego wants to stay silent. It's showing up when everyone else has given up. And yes, sometimes courage is messy, it's awkward, it's scary, but that's the signal that you're doing something that matters. Every choice you make that stretches you beyond what's comfortable compounds into confidence, resilience, and mastery over your life. Here's the real world connection. Courage drives opportunities. The person willing to take the uncomfortable meeting, make the tough phone call, start the difficult conversation, or invest when everyone else hesitates. That's the person who changes their financial trajectory, their career path, their relationships, and ultimately their life. Fear will never go away. Uncertainty will always be there. But courage allows you to act as if nothing bothers you, regardless of the odds stacked against you. Courage also builds momentum. Every time you push through fear, every time you step into the unknown, you train your mind and body to handle the next challenge with more confidence, more poise, more power. You become unshakable, not because life is easier, but because you've learned to respond instead of react, to act instead of complain, and to persist instead of quit. So today, pick one uncomfortable choice that you've been avoiding, step into it, own it, move through it, because the life you dream of will never appear in the comfort zone. It appears in the space where courage meets action, consistently and relentlessly. Next, we harness that courage and pair it with perseverance. The relentless refusal to quit, no matter how tough life gets, life will hit you. That's not a prediction, it's a guarantee. It doesn't matter how talented you are, how smart you are, or how disciplined you are. Setbacks come, relationships break, opportunities vanish, health challenges appear, money disappears. And in those moments, most people fold. Most people quit. Most people surrender to the narrative that life is unfair. But here's the truth the world doesn't teach you. Adversity is not a wall. It's a test. A test to see how badly you want to succeed, how committed you are to showing up every day, how willing you are to act as if nothing bothers you when everything inside you screams stop. Perseverance is the muscle that strengthens when you refuse to quit, when you refuse to let fear, frustration, or failure control your destiny. Hope is not passive, it's active. Real hope is not a wish, it's a strategy. It's the refusal to accept permanent defeat. It's the mindset that says, I will find a way. I will keep moving. I will learn. I will adapt. When you combine hope with relentless action, fear loses its grip, doubt becomes fuel, obstacles turn into stepping stones, and every struggle becomes an opportunity to grow stronger, smarter, and more capable. Here's a practical truth. Winners aren't those who avoid failure. Winners are those who endure it, who learn from it, and who turn it into leverage. They understand that life's hardships are not punishments. They are signals. Signals that your growth is happening, that you're pushing boundaries, that you're stepping into areas where most people won't dare. Every challenge survived is a badge of resilience. Every setback overcome is proof of power. And every time you act as if nothing bothers you, you reinforce the ultimate truth. You are in control of your destiny. Perseverance is also about consistency over time. Small actions every day, even when it's painful, even when it's exhausting, create unstoppable momentum. The world rewards those who persist, not those who wait for perfect conditions. The person who keeps showing up, keeps learning, keeps adapting, keeps moving forward, that person always finds a way. So today, make a vow to yourself, no matter what comes, you will persevere. You will keep moving. You will act as if nothing bothers you. You will refuse to give your power away to circumstance. Because when hope and perseverance meet action, life bends to your will and you become unbreakable. Next, we'll explore how this mindset transforms not just you, but your relationships, the people around you, the connections you build, and the influence you wield. Your mindset doesn't just shape your life, it shapes every relationship you have. Every connection, every interaction, every partnership you enter is a reflection of how you show up. Acting as if nothing bothers you isn't about being cold or detached. It's about emotional mastery. It's about controlling your state so you don't give your power away to other people's moods, opinions, or drama. Most people sabotage their relationships because they react to everything. A harsh word, a missed call, a criticism, they erupt, withdraw, or spiral into resentment. And what happens? Trust erodes, intimacy fades, influence diminishes. Acting as if nothing bothers you means responding with clarity and purpose, not emotion and impulse. It means creating a space where people feel safe, respected, and inspired. Not manipulated, not defensive, not drained. Here's the truth. Influence flows from presence. Presence comes from control. Control comes from mastering yourself first. When you decide that your emotional state will not be hijacked by every external trigger, you become magnetic. People naturally gravitate toward that energy. They trust it, they respect it, they follow it. And suddenly, you're not just surviving in relationships, you're leading them, shaping them, elevating them. Think about your closest connections. How often are they affected by your reactivity? How often are you the source of unnecessary tension because small things bothered you? When you practice acting as if nothing bothers you, you create a ripple effect. Others respond to your calm, your resilience, your clarity. Conflicts de-escalate. Communication improves. Opportunities to mentor, support, and influence multiply. This is not theory. This is reality. Emotional mastery creates social power. And relationships aren't limited to family and friends. They extend to colleagues, clients, and every interaction in your daily life. The person who remains composed, focused, and proactive while others complain or panic becomes invaluable. They are the one entrusted with responsibility. They are the one offered opportunities. They are the one who succeeds while the rest are stuck reacting. So here's your challenge. Observe yourself in your next conversation. Catch yourself before reacting. Pause. Choose your response. Decide to act as if nothing bothers you. It's not suppression, it's empowerment. And the more you practice this, the more your influence, trust, and relational power compound exponentially. Next, we connect this emotional mastery to wealth and opportunity. The ways your mindset directly shapes your financial reality. Your financial reality is not determined by luck, inheritance, or timing. It's determined by mindset. Every dollar you earn, every opportunity that comes your way, every decision you make about money is filtered through your emotional and mental state. Acting as if nothing bothers you is not just about personal peace, it's a strategic financial advantage. Most people sabotage their wealth because they let fear, frustration, or scarcity control them. They panic when investments fluctuate. They overreact when opportunities are delayed. They let criticism or rejection steal their confidence. And here's the brutal truth. The world rewards the calm, disciplined, and decisive. Those who can navigate uncertainty, setbacks, and discomfort without losing their focus or their drive, they are the ones who create wealth. Think about it. Money flows to value, and value is generated by action, discipline, and emotional resilience. When you refuse to let small problems derail you, when you keep moving forward despite fear or doubt, when you act with courage and consistency, you generate results others cannot. Opportunities appear because you are ready. You see them. You recognize them. You act before hesitation robs you of the chance. Here's another truth. Your mindset determines your negotiation power, your risk tolerance, and your ability to innovate. A reactive, anxious mind makes small, safe choices that lead to mediocrity. A disciplined, emotionally controlled mind makes bold, intelligent choices that create exponential growth. Acting as if nothing bothers you trains your mind to be unemotional but strategic, fearless but calculated, resilient but resourceful. That combination is how fortunes are built. Now, let's tie this to everyday life. Every setback in your finances, every lost deal, every failed venture, those are tests. They measure your perseverance, your discipline, and your emotional mastery. Do you collapse under pressure, or do you act as if nothing bothers you and push forward, learning from failure, growing from setbacks, and turning obstacles into opportunity? The choice is yours. So today, take one area of your financial life or career where stress, doubt, or frustration has paralyzed you. Step into it. Act as if nothing bothers you. Evaluate, plan, execute, adjust, repeat. That is the blueprint for wealth creation. That is the practice that separates those who struggle from those who thrive. Next, we shift from external results, relationships, money, opportunities, to the inner transformation, building unshakable mental and emotional strength for life itself. Everything external, the money, the relationships, the opportunities flows from your inner state, your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotional control. These are the levers that move the world around you. Acting as if nothing bothers you is not just a performance, it's a transformation of your inner world. It is the cultivation of unshakable strength, the kind that cannot be stolen by circumstance, criticism, or chaos. Most people live reactive lives. Every insult, delay, or disappointment pulls them off balance. They allow minor frustrations to consume energy meant for creation. And the truth is, life will always hand you setbacks. But the person with inner strength, that person has a different equation. They see challenges as signals, emotions as data, and setbacks as lessons. They respond rather than react. They lead themselves first. They master their mind, and by extension, everything else in their life. Here's the practical truth. Unshakable strength is built, not inherited. It is forged in the daily decision to maintain control over your mind and emotions. It's saying, I will not be hijacked by fear, frustration, or doubt. It's choosing resilience over resignation, discipline over distraction, courage over comfort. Every time you act as if nothing bothers you, even when your instincts scream otherwise, you train your nervous system, your mindset, and your habits to operate from power instead of panic. Mental resilience is also about perspective. Life is not fair. People will disappoint you. You will fail. But your perspective determines whether these events destroy you or define you. When you internalize the practice of emotional mastery, setbacks become feedback, failures become fuel, and challenges become the proving ground for your character. This is not theory. This is strategy for life. Every decision you make under pressure, every moment you refuse to let irritation or fear control you, compounds into unstoppable strength. You begin to radiate confidence, focus, and clarity. You become magnetic. You begin to see life not as something to survive, but something to lead. So today, commit to one practice. Act as if nothing bothers you in your daily interactions, your challenges, and your setbacks. Train your mind to operate from control, not chaos. Build your inner fortress, because once your inner strength is unshakable, the world bends not against you, but through you on your terms. Next, we close this journey by tying all these lessons together, how acting as if nothing bothers you creates a life of freedom, power, and unstoppable momentum. Everything we've talked about, the fear, the procrastination, the discipline, the ownership, the courage, the perseverance, the relationships, the money, the inner strength, leads to one ultimate truth. The life you want is available the moment you decide to act as if nothing bothers you. This is not a catchphrase. It is a blueprint, a daily practice, a way to reclaim your power moment by moment, choice by choice. Most people wait for the perfect moment, the perfect mindset, or the perfect circumstances. And while they wait, life happens. Opportunities slip by, connections fade, time is stolen. But the person who acts as if nothing bothers them, that person moves through life with unstoppable momentum. They create results because they refuse to be derailed. They respond instead of reacting. They persist instead of quitting. They act even when the odds are stacked against them. Momentum is a compounding force. Every small act of courage, discipline, and consistency builds on the last. Every time you refuse to let fear dictate your choices, every time you take ownership instead of blaming, every time you step into discomfort instead of retreating, you are building a life that accelerates. And once momentum is moving, it is nearly unstoppable. Doors open you never expected. Relationships deepen, opportunities multiply, confidence grows, wealth becomes possible, influence becomes natural, and you feel invincible, not because life is easy, but because you have mastered yourself. Acting as if nothing bothers you does not make you impervious to pain or loss. It does not make life perfect, but it does give you freedom. The freedom to choose your response, to take control of your destiny, and to live on your own terms. It gives you clarity, focus, and energy to tackle the things that matter most. It allows you to rise above the chaos, the setbacks, and the noise. Here's the challenge. Start today, not tomorrow, not next week, today. Pick one area of your life where you've been reactive, where fear, frustration, or doubt have held you back. Act as if nothing bothers you. Take ownership. Step into discomfort. Persist. Be disciplined. Build momentum. And watch as everything around you begins to shift. Your life is not determined by what happens to you. It's determined by how you respond. Act as if nothing bothers you every single day, in every single interaction, in every single decision. That is how greatness is built. That is how freedom is claimed. That is how you go from surviving to thriving, from ordinary to unstoppable. Now rise, step forward, move with courage, and live a life no one can shake.